This is going to be a review of the 2015 Kia Coupe. It's a pretty sexy car. As you can see here from the front, it looks like an Optima, a Veloster, and I don't know what. So that's the car from the side. I gotta give it to Kia. Since the last 4 to 5 years, they've only been making very good looking cars. I like the mags. This is a pretty sexy thing they did here. Like, they made the grooves of the mag like in a direction where it like catches the wind and cools off the brakes. That's pretty awesome, or at least that's what I think it does. And here it is from the rear. Looks great. The dual exhaust is just awesome. This is the 1.6 liter turbo, the same one found in the Veloster. And well, you know, let's talk a little bit about Kia. I mean, Kia was basically a disposable goods company until about 4 years ago when they came out with the Optima, and everything seemed to fall into place for them. They've got the big guarantee, and here it is. Like, I just think this car is aimed directly at the Honda Civic, and I think it looks better than the Honda Civic Coupe, that is. It really has cleaner styling cues, and I took the liberty to take some shots of it on the road just to show you how good it looks on the road. It has a pretty athletic stance, and the rear 3/4 view, well, let's face it, the rear 3/4 view is pretty much the best looking view. And although this car looks like it can take corners, and it looks good taking corners, it really can't take corners. This is a car that looks sporty, feels sporty. Everything is sporty about it except the way it drives. It is a very convenient coupe. It has a nice big trunk, as you can see here, and the seats fold down in 60/40, which is very practical. More on the rear seat later. Look at this high-level sound insulation on the rear trunk door. It reflects itself inside. We're going to look in front now at the under the hood. There's that high-level insulation too. That permeates itself throughout the cabin. The engine is strong, makes a nice conservative noise, and there's even sound insulation against the firewall. So we can't see it here, but Ross and I checked it out, and it was like, oh my god, this is very high level. So consequently, when you're on the highway, the road noise and the tire noise and all exterior noises is very muted. Inside, it's the classy Kia styling that we're beginning to get used to seeing. Big round clear gauges, and I think the level of standard equipment is always a little bit higher with the Koreans. That's their value. And the fit and finish is very high level. Those seams, there's hardly any seams between the different panels. I'm not trying to show you the automatic transmission here. If you look on the left for the driver's seat, there's even like a air-conditioned seat. So there's the heated seat and there's the air-conditioned seat, and I tried it and it works. Very nice screen. The screen is just very good looking. You have the backup camera, you have push start stop. Once again, look at the seamless gaps of the fit and finish. I mean, it's just very high level. Another thing that I noticed is that a lot of people have like the fake carbon fiber trim. This one is fake, but it's very high level. It has a nice little texture to it. I mean, yeah, you see where your money's going. Also, these clever vents to defrost the side window, like I thought they looked kind of good, and it was like it had like a nice shape. Even vents in back for the rear passengers. You notice there's no transmission well for the rear passengers, and that's me there. The passengers in the back have pretty good room except for the head, but everything else it's very roomy, and you always gonna have to carry someone in a pinch sometimes, and it's nice to stick him back there. Not a lot of space under the seat though for the feet. If we now I'm gonna go take it on the road. A couple of things I was struck by this car is how comfortable it was, and also the impressive road insulation, but not really fun to go fast. Out on the highway, you can really feel the comfort aspect of this car. We're doing 80 to 100, and there's hardly any road noise coming in compared to competitors. Of course, always compared to competitors. The road insulation is very good. I'm struck by, like, with the exception of the driving experience, everything is very sporty in this car. The center console turns toward you. It has a very high level fake carbon fiber feel. The steering wheel is a nice leather with good grips at the 10 and 2 o'clock position, and just everything about this car is really sporty in a tasteful way. I really feel great in this cockpit. The seats are comfortable. They're not much bolstering, but it doesn't matter because it's really not meant to go very fast in the corner, so don't worry about it. However, I'm very well seated in this car, and it seems like the type of thing I can take out for a long ride and my back won't hurt or nothing. More GT than sporty. The paddles are fun to use. They shift not faster, not slower than the competition. However, you're going to find yourself leaving it in drive most of the time. Nothing about this car is making me want to go fast. That's just the way it is. The engine is relatively smooth for a 1.6 liter. It doesn't sound like a tin can. And that turbo gives it plenty of push to pass people. And if ever once in a while you want to open it up like we're going to do right now, downshifted pretty fast. It's pulling. It's not making that much noise. Here we're doing 16 kilometers an hour. We're doing great. I'm going to slow down right now. And that was pretty effortless. I think the engine could do that all day long. It's just there's nothing about this car that makes you want to go fast once again. I was speaking to Ross and he was saying that the car, it's a very homogeneous car, meaning that nothing is out of place. Everything fits together, and I have to agree with him. That's the impression I'm getting also. So although the handling of this car sucks, despite its looks that it could handle, the Civic Si does that much better. Everything else it does better than the Civic Si, including comfort and looks. So the trade-off is good if comfort is your thing.